Hello and welcome back to the Cocked Dice. In this week's conversion video, we're going to be tackling the Sons of Medusa. This is a loyalist chapter who are successors of the Iron Hands and follow much the same sort of chapter setup and belief that flesh is weak, and they have fairly close ties to the Mechanicum and all that sort of jazz. So let's take a look at the bits we're going to be using this week. So we've got an Intercessor. It's an easy to build one. I'm going to lop his shoulders off in a minute. We've got some early mark shoulder pads. Again, I like the kind of riveted style of these. These are 3D prints, but you can pick up loads of these off eBay or your favourite bit seller. Mechanicum head, I'm just going to steal a crest from this. We've got a Skitari blade, which can be his power sword. From the new Assault Intercessors kit, we've got this lovely bionic arm. Nice, easy, it's not really conversion, it's literally just going to be a strip the shoulder off and dump the weapon on. And then I've got a few extra bits to kind of reflect some of the Mechanicum side, so I'm going to swap out one of his knees for this Mechanicus skull, which I believe is from a Knight kit. I'm going to add this rather chunky belt buckle. Well, I'm going to add this as a rather chunky belt buckle. I believe it's a Terminator groin piece. They're kind of cool, they're nice and wide, and I'll kind of up armour him just a little bit. And then I've got this, I've got another bit of Mechanicus stuff here. Some extra gubbins just to fill any spaces that I feel need to be filled as I go. So when we want to do major surgery on a model, you can use a big honking knife, such as this. Alternatively, you can turn over to a jewellery saw, which I'm going to use in this case, because it gives you a nice smooth cut, and I should be able to squeeze between his shoulders and his neck piece fairly easily. So I'm just going to saw through this fairly quickly, and we'll be back in a moment. So there we have it. We've cut his arms off and I've done a bit of cleanup work on the sides there. Next thing I'm going to do for this model is I'm going to take off this eagle. Well, I'm going to take off the wings of this eagle. So we're just going to trim across his torso, just taking it off in layers. I'm going to leave the skull in place, but you just want to take off little bits and get back down to bare plastic. So there we have a nice clean chest plate to begin work on. So as I've done on previous videos, we're just going to clip these off so you can kind of see the inner line of the arm, and you want to clip around that. So it's a bit hard to catch on camera. And I also don't want to fire pieces everywhere, so you just want to clip around, following that arm, not clipping into it. It's better to cut too little off than too much. And then once you've got the basic shape, we're just going to scrape this down and clean it up to make sure the new shoulder pads fit neatly. So just test fit the new shoulder, make sure it fits over the area you've placed it on, nice and neatly. That will do here. So we'll put that one to the side. I'm going to do the same on this Reaver arm. I only want this because it's a slight position away from the body and will do nicely for his blade. So I'm going to trim this off and we'll be back in a minute. So there's this arm done, and I'm just going to take the top of his knife off at the handle there. I'm going to leave the lower handle for now until we've figured out how much space we've got to play with. So that's the majority of the kind of major construction work and cleanup work done. I'm going to get this guy stuck to a base, and then we'll start on detailing him up a little bit. So while we're waiting for him to dry, I'm going to sort out the head. Now, that's a pretty simple one. I'm going to keep this Intercessor head. I'm going to take the crest from this Adaptus Mechanicus, Skitari, Ranger, whatever they are, Vanguard, I can't remember which ones they are, that box, the Ranger Vanguard box. Take this kind of Mechanicus style crest and we're going to drop it over the top of here. So on here, on the Mechanicus head, just cut it off as close to the helmet as you can get. Being very careful not to damage it. Now we've got it off, I essentially want to remove this bit here and smooth this out as evenly as I can. So I'm just going to take little chunks off here, a little bit at a time like that. And there we have it, that's cleaned up and is a pretty good fit for there. A little bit more tidying up of the shape of it, and we should fit that onto his helmet perfectly. And there we have it. His crest fits pretty neatly on there. I might do a tiny little bit of cleaning up with some green stuff, but... So one of the things I said I was going to do earlier was swap out his belt buckle, and I instantly forgot about it. So we're going to do that now. So I just need to clip it off this and get it as low as possible so we can fit his new buckle over there. So just get a pair of clippers, follow the basically the same shape here, and we'll just clip down once that way. Should I do it that way actually? The closer we get with the clippers, and then carefully clean it up. It would be a lot easier to do this before you stick his chest on, to be honest. You then want to just trim the inside of this Terminator codpiece till it's as slim as possible, and then just test and test again until you get a nice tight fit and it fits fairly flushly with your model. That's definitely a Marine who's compensating for something. So onto his weapon. Now I picked this pretty cool Skitarii blade. Now this has obviously got a mechanical hand attached to it, so we're just going to trim that off. So I'm going to cut either side of here and just remove this. And then we'll test fit it on here. Looks like I can take the bottom of his knife off, so I'll just whip that off as well. Easy to do with a pair of clippers. Now the other thing I said I was going to do, again, I should have done this earlier. Done this conversion in completely the wrong order. So if you do this yourself at home, watch till the end of the video and then go back and do it in the right order. So I'd probably, again, before I stuck the whole model together, I should have flattened off this knee pad here so that I could fit this Mechanicus symbol on it, because I happen to know these are almost the same size as Space Marine knees. So again, a pair of clippers is always best to get a flattish cut. I use GW's side snips, and they get you a good starting point when you want to cut flat. This is why I probably should have done it first, so I'm going to have to be super careful here and just take this away layer by layer. And now I've kneecapped this Space Marine, I'm going to stick a dab of glue on and stick the Mechanicus skull in its place. There we go, I'm pretty happy with that. Now we'll add his head in, and I think I'm going to add these grenades to his chest. Just break up that area a little bit. And I think for tonight's conversion, he's feeling pretty done. So we're going to call him there, and if you hang around for a minute, you can see a painted version of him coming up right now. And thanks for joining us here at the Clock Dice. Why not like this video and add a comment below? It really helps boost the channel. And while you're at it, if you click on the icon below, you can subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates as soon as they're live. Why not check out some of our other videos and playlists? You can click on the ones on screen right now. Take care, and we'll see you next time.